Hi everyone, it's Taylor here today. I'm doing a really overdue match reaction for the Ayr United match last week. So this week there's no Raith Rovers action, unfortunately. It's all Premier Sports Cup for the Premiership and Championship. League 1 and League 2 were still on, but unfortunately no Premier Sports Cup. So I was watching to see how Edinburgh City got on because of their massive points deduction. I'm kind of rooting for them to stay in the SPFL. But the Rovers is what we're here for. So we beat Ayr United 1-0 last Saturday, and it was from a Dylan Easton goal, basically from the kickoff. A poor mistake, a poor attempt at a pass from Ayr's goalkeeper, gives it straight to Dylan Easton. He lobs it over the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0 less than a minute into the game, which is really good for us. And I think that we played really well. A player that was the standout of that game, man of the match, 100%, was Josh Ray. Amazing double save, kept us in this game, well, basically from the first minute. We did look good. We looked like we did sort of throw an attack. I did throw. That's not the right word, is it? That we did give quite a big attacking threat as well. But I'd say Josh Ray is what kept us in that game, because Ayr did have some chances that looked really dangerous. But I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't call it one-sided. It was equal in my opinion. But definitely getting an early goal was a lot more dangerous, because we're not great at scoring goals. Let's be honest. We don't seem to score many goals right now. The most we've scored this season's been in a pre-season friendly against Alloa. After that, I don't think we've scored more than 2 goals in a game, which isn't the end of the world. But when you're having when it's 1-0, when it's a lead, when it's a 1-0 lead, you'd rather have that be 2-0, 3-0, that kind of thing, or 2-1, 3-1. Well, 3-1, 4-1 even, just to keep that consistent. But you get what I mean. You'd rather be more goals up than be less goals up, basically, is what I'm saying. That's a fairly obvious thing, I suppose. But yeah, it seemed like we might not be getting that as much this season. But in my opinion, still a really good performance. And to go to Ayr and get the 1-0 win's definitely what you needed after the last few games. It's been a bit of a, we've gone from getting beat by East Kilbride 4-2 at Starks Park. We've gone from getting beat by St Johnstone at McDermott Park. I mean, you could argue you'd expect that, but it was still a fairly difficult game to watch if you're a Rovers fan, in my opinion. I don't think we did too badly, but it was one of those ones where I just couldn't score a goal. We couldn't seem to really do much when it came to getting forward. And the same thing was happening with Queen's Park, making so many chances, but not getting any goals and only getting a penalty in the last few minutes of the game, and that's how we draw the game. So to go here and score very early and keep it going, because defence has been an issue. It's been a bit shoddy. A lot of people are saying that Ross Matthews, that Scott Brown are a bit too. They're basically like 2 clones of each player. And they're not really, they don't seem to sort of tap into each other as much. And it's sort of, it's you're kind of lacking a bit of cohesion from your 2 centre halves. But yeah, another one would be that Sean Byrne not getting starts has not been good for our defence, and I'll admit that's, from what I've seen, that's been fairly true. But the win is a really good sign, and I'm hoping that creates some momentum. The only thing that I'm gutted about is that there's no football this week, and I couldn't make the game at Ayr last week. I fell asleep because of the night shift. I was going to go, but the night shift, the night shift sleep was calling, I suppose. But yeah, unfortunately, massive game this week, Fife Derby, and I won't get to it because night shift on Friday, and then you get home on Saturday. So yeah, that's disappointing. It's a bit. It's not. This has happened to me twice now. So 5 derbies, I've basically gone from those Saturday games that I know I can beat. Most Saturday games that I know I can make. But when it's a Friday game, it's iffy. It's iffy. When I remember I was doing a back shift the last one, and that's when we beat Dunfermline 2-1 as our last 5 derby of the year last year, and that was disappointing to not be able to get to, but I was sneakily listening to it on the audio. I don't think I'm going to get away with that this time, but we'll just need to see what happens. But I'll be constantly checking the score. I'll be constantly looking at the live chat and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I'm not going to make it. But I wish I got to this Ayr game because wow, what an atmosphere! Seeing all the pictures of the fans on the social media, it must have been a real uplifter compared to what we've seen for the last few weeks, which has been a little bit concerning and probably is creating a bit of fear. This has probably managed to ease it a little bit, and you're just hoping you can take the momentum from winning the game in the fashion that you did against a team which realistically will be challenging for promotion, although they've not had the greatest start to the season, admittedly. But if you look at it on paper, Ayr should be challenging for promotion playoffs. At least I'd say third. Third would be, absolutely ideal. But ideally, you're going to go for maybe second. Maybe if you're an Ayr fan, hoping to maybe, out leapfrog St Johnstone or Ross County. More likely Ross County at the moment, but it's really, really early in the season. I think with some of Ayer's chances, they look quite good, but it seems like they're not. They're struggling to actually put the ball in the net, which is. I empathise with that. If you think the same thing as an Ayr fan, believe me, that's a good thing to see. But, yeah. On the plus side, Ayr United actually had a game in the Betfred Cup. On the downside, I think they lost it to Partick 2-0. But you had a game this week, so, it was good and bad. Yeah, I've kind of been watching from the sidelines, and I didn't really know when to make this. One, because after work I'm usually ridiculously tired, and I'm just going to be more incoherent than I normally am. And two, to be honest, I was kind of sitting there going, there's probably just going to be a massive gap of time where I've got nothing to make because I've got no game for a week. So I thought, well, I'll strategically upload it on the Sunday when I know I've got a day off and I can film and I can really get all my thoughts out. But yeah, another one is that Josh Ray was put in the team of the month, which is great. It shows that which is really good. And I'll be honest, I was feeling really, really, really unconfident with Josh Ray at the start of the season. He was looking a lot less confident at his near post. He was just looking a lot less confident in general against Falkirk and against St Johnstone. The goal that he lost at St Johnstone was one of those ones that makes you go, oh no. And I said we should give Gavin a start, and I've been proven wrong, clearly. Now, one game is one game. I've got to see how things go in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, Really get into the meat of the season. But overall, I'm relatively happy. And it kind of shows you how the mood in football can go from quite low or quite scared to quite high and going, okay, maybe this is where we're meant to be, this is where we could be. So yeah, pretty good in my opinion. Really, really good performance to see overall. It's great to go to Ayr United and win a game. That's something that we struggled to do in the last year, definitely. So it's great to go up there and win. I'm hoping that translates into getting the really, really important Fife derby when you have to win that one. There is no negotiable there. You have to win. You have to win or you have to draw in the last minute like we did about 15 years ago now, when we were challenging for the league. You have to. It has to be something like that. It can't be just, a 0-0 will do. No. It's win or nothing, It's win or nothing or last minute draw or nothing, So, yeah. Overall, really good performance against Ayr. Great Dylan Easton goal. No real complaints other than maybe not being able to put a few more chances in the net. So, yeah. Brilliant performance. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.